function which we studied in the second module? Moment generating function. Any one of you can remember? MZF. MZF. Moment generating function of binomial random variable capital X. This we wanted to find. First of all, what is moment generating function? Can you remember in terms of expectation or something that we have used in second module? Hello? Expectation of something we call as moment generating function, right? M of t. I'm giving some hints. Can anyone remember?
Yes, sir. It's expectation of e power tx.
Right. Expectation of. So m of t here also I am writing as a moment generating function of the binomial random variable as m of t, which is equal to expectation of e raised to t times capital X, right? So whether the binomial random variable is a discrete random variable or continuous random variable?
So it will be discrete.
Discrete. As it is discrete, then what is the formula that we are going to use for expectation under discrete case? Sigma or integration?
Sir, sigma.
Sigma. So summation e raised to t times little x binomial distribution which we are going to use here bx n comma p where n is the number of trials and p is the probability of success, right? Of course, this summation moves from 0 to n. Okay. Now, what is bx np basically? Binomial distribution, right? N cx p to the power x into q to the power n minus x, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, can we rewrite this term again as in the form of e to the power tx? I is supposed to join here e to the power t see that e power t and p having the same power, say x. So I just joined them. Now, is it the binomial distribution again? Sorry, binomial expansion of what expression? It is converges to? Just showed in previous one expression.
So it will be p into e to the power t plus q and whole power n.
Plus q whole to the power
n.
Absolute. I think Anmol is said, right?
Yes, sir.
Right answer. So now this is the m of t. Okay. If you want to get the mean of this, how do we get the mean from the m of t? M dash at 0, right? First of all, let us find out what is m dash at t. M dash at t means the derivative of m of t. So d by dt of m of t. So what is the d by dt of m of t? Any guess? Derivative, something like a plus b, ax plus b whole to the power n form, right? So
Yes,
it
sir.
is n into
N minus 1.
p e raised to t plus q whole to the power n minus 1 into the derivative of p e raised to t plus q with respect to t, right? So d by dt of into d by dt of p e raised to t plus q, right?
Yes, sir.
So now what is this d by dt of p e raised to t plus q?
So it will be P into e raised to power t.
So p into e raised to t, right? Good. Now what is m dash 0? Therefore, the mean of x is normally denoted by mu, which is equal to, of course, we also denote as expectation of x, which is equal to m dashed 0. Now let us put wherever t is appearing t as 0. So what you are going to get? N times
So q to the power
p
n minus 1.
e raised to 0. P e raised to 0. E raised to 0 is how much?
So 1.
1. So p plus p into 1 as p. So I'm that 1 is neglected. P plus q raised to n minus 1 into p e raised to t, again e raised to 0 is 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Now what is the value of p plus q that you are knowing?
1, sir.
P plus q is 1. So 1 to the power n minus 1.
1
So it would be
What is the resulting answer?
PN.
Pn or is np, right?
Yes, sir. And
This is
Yes,
what
sir.
you studied might be in your 10th or 11th, 11th or 12th standard, that mean of binomial distribution as np, right? Someone yesterday also said,
Yes, sir.
right? So mu is equal to np. So likewise, if you wanted to get the variance of this, what you need to do is you need to go for the second moment. That is, second moment we used to denote as mu 2, which is equal to m double dash 0, of course, expectation of x square, which is equal to m double dash 0, means that you need to differentiate m dash t again with respect to t, and then you will find m double dash 0. Then the variance is variance of capital X. What is X here? It is a binomial random variable, remember. The variance of X is something like sigma square, which is equal to mu2 minus mu square. Mu2 I'm leaving to you, that you are able to determine. So these are certain things, so which are already there on this script. Let us look at. So what is m dash t? M dash t we observed as np. Now m double dash t, keep on differentiating. What m double dash 0 we got? Np plus n into n minus 1 p square. Okay. Now the variance of x is m double dash 0 minus m dash 0, that is mu square. So np plus n square p square minus np square minus m dash 0 is np. So np square. So n square p square, n square p square will get cancelled, and the residual part is np minus np square. So np is taken out. So 1 minus p. So 1 minus p we know that as q. So npq. This is the variance of x for a binomial random variable. Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you understood what is the mean moment generating function, and variance of a binomial random variable, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, this kind of examples you could able to answer, I think. Let us look at the example and you tell me whether you are confident enough to answer it or not. Suppose that 20% of all copies of a particular textbook fail a certain binding strength test. Let capital X denote the number among 15 randomly selected copies that fail the test. Okay. So compute the following probabilities. So how do you compute? Whether it is coming under binomial distribution or which distribution, that we need to identify first.
So it is coming under binomial.
So why it is coming under binomial?
So it can either pass the test or fail the test.
Sorry?
Sir, the book can either pass the test or fail the test.
Right.
Two options
As
are
there are only two possible outcomes of on each of the selected textbook, either it may be passed, that means passed in the test or failed in the test, that is binding strength test. Okay. So there are two possible outcomes, and you are knowing that probability of failing, that is or that failing itself we may consider as right now as success 20%, because you are looking in terms of the failing probabilities, that we may treat as a probability of success p, that is a 0.2, and then the number of trials, that means how many books you are going to select for the for your random experiment. So that is the number n, which is given by 15. Okay, so n you are knowing, p you are knowing, then you understood that the outcomes of each of the textbook are only resulting as 2. Okay. Then so second, suppose you have selected one book and you observed that the book may be success or fail in the test, and the second book, once you are going to select the second book outcome, that failing or success of that binding strand, will it depends on the first book selection?
No, sir.
No. So therefore the outcomes are, the trials are independent. The trials are independent. So therefore we can see that this problem is given falling on in binomial distribution. Okay. Now as of now n is 15, p is 0.20, so its complement q is 0.8. Then how do you get the probability of x less than or equal to 8?
So we will take one for then 8, and then we subtract from it for less
Probability
than 8.
of x less than or equal to 8. In the first in the second module you learned what is cumulative distribution, right? P of capital X less than or equal to x is equal to sigma up to x fx, right? For discrete case, isn't it? And if you are going to use the statistical tables, then as n is 15, we have to go for n is 15. Now n is 15. What is the probability of success here? It is given p. P is 0.2, right?
20%.
20%. That means 0.2, right? 20 by 100 is 0.2, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So then is there in the list p as 0.2? The second column, right? Right? N is 15, p is 0.2. You need to cumulate the value up to p x less than or equal to 8. So 8 also included in this. So up to 8, 8 correspondence. N is 15, R is 8, and p is 0.2. The intersection is what is the value here?
0.9992.
So 0.9992, right? Therefore, is it quite easy to select from this table? But you just need to write down clearly that it is going to take something like p of x equal to 0, p of x equal to 1 up to p of x equal to 8. And like this, after writing, what's the value we are noticing? 0.9992, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is what p of x less than or equal to 8. If you are going to use the calci, say from x equal to 0 to x equal to 8, it will take a lot of time to compute all these values, right? And then summing up. Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So whereas if you use the statistical tables of binomial, you just find out the intersection value according to this. For certain piece, it may not be available in the table. Then there is no chance you need to go for the computations using calci or other tools. Okay, right? Understood? Likewise,
Yes, sir.
you need to calculate other probabilities. So can you calculate all these probabilities using tables or other using or calci? As I explained yesterday, this problem, similar problem, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
If you are
Yes, sir.
confident enough, then I will move on to the Poisson distribution. Okay. Likewise, we have different examples. You just go through the examples and then understand them. Okay, right. So then, of course, multinomial distribution is not there in your syllabus. Don't worry about multinomial, hypergeometric distributions or negative binomial distributions. Okay. Right. So you have good practice
sir.
sums. You practice them. Then what is the next distribution for us?
So
Poisson distribution.
Poisson distribution, right? So the probability distribution of the Poisson random variable where x representing the number of outcomes occurring in a given time interval, or over a specified region which is denoted by t. Then probability of capital X equal to little x is, as it is depends on the parameter lambda and over some time t, lambda t. If I take lambda t as mu, then we'll get wherever lambda t is there, that you can replace as mu. Or sometimes people may be taking lambda t as lambda itself. Okay. So e raised to minus lambda t into lambda t raised to x divided by x factorial, where x is moving from 0, 1, 2 and so on, n. Where lambda is the average number of outcomes per unit time. Okay, or distance or area and volume and so on. Now, by keeping in mind of this distribution formula, let us answer a simple example. What is this question? Just look at. During a laboratory experiment, the average number of radioactive particles passing through a counter in 1 millisecond is 4. In 1 millisecond, how many radioactive particles are passed from the counter?
4.
4. That you keep in mind. Means that on an average per millisecond, 4 radioactive particles are coming out through the counter, right? Isn't it? Then what
Yes,
we
sir.
need to find is, what is the probability that 6 particles enter the counter in a given millisecond? Now, what is the time here given, and what is the lambda value, and what probability we need to estimate? These 3 questions you answer me now. What is the time value t? Time unit is given. Hello? T is given
Sir,
here as
T is 1, lambda is 4, and
lambda
x
is
is 6.
4, T is
T is 1.
T is 1,
millisecond.
then x is, little x is,
X is 6.
little x is 6. So do you aware the values of lambda now? Lambda is 4, T is 1, little x is 6. Can you substitute all the values in this formula and give me the resulting answer? Use your Calc or R program.
So it is coming 0.104.
0.104.
Let
us look at. X follows a Poisson distribution with mean lambda t is equal to 4 as t is 1. So P of x is equal to 6. We want 0.14 or 1042.
So 0.104.
Right? Is that simple to answer this Poisson distribution problem?
Yes, sir.
Let us look at this probability value in the statistical tables. What is lambda t now?
So
4, right? And this is 6. Let us look at whether it is available or not. After binomial, we have the Poisson. These tables will be uploaded for your reference after this class. This is completely normal. Now this is Poisson. What is lambda t? That is 4, right? Okay. Where is mu? Mu is 4 here. Is it appearing mu value? 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Where is 4? This column, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now what actually we want? Probability of x is equal
So
to?
x is equal to 6. Or
X equal to 6, but it is giving as cumulative probabilities. Remember, as it is a cumulative, you want exactly 6. So x less than or equal to 6 is 0.8893. X less than or equal to 5 is 0.7851. What is the difference of these two?
So 0.1042.
1042, right?
Yes, sir.
So now, without using Calc, by looking at the difference of these two, can you get the answer?
Yes, sir.
Why I am looking at the difference of these two? Can someone repeat?
Because it is the cumulative.
This table is basically cumulative values. Cumulative values means probability of capital X, less than or equal to little x. That means the table is providing us capital X less than or equal to 6. If you want this, but actually what we want is probability of
X
capital X
equal to 6.
exactly equal to 6. So this how I am writing probability of x less than or equal to 6 minus probability of x less than or equal to 5 will give us exactly probability of x equal to 6. Understood?
So shouldn't we take a probability of x less than 6?
If
in
you
the
take x
subtraction?
less than 6, you will get this one. Okay, because strictly less than 6, it will be up to less than or equal to 5, right? As it is a
Yes,
discrete. If it is a continuous, probability of x less than or equal to 6 is equal to p of x less than 6.
Yes, sir.
I will tell you why it is equal in continuous case. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but here if you take x less than 6, then it means that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 5 probabilities you are adding, but we want only one probability, that is x equal to 6. Okay, not the
Yes,
cumulative
sir.
probabilities. This is one way from the statistical tables. So for exactly x equal to 6 or 5 or 4 case, even if Calc is you can get it quickly. Whereas if you have cumulative probabilities of something like this in the previous cases, it is better to use the statistical tables. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can we take another example now on this Poisson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us look at. So 10 is the average number of oil tankers. That means the average number of oil tankers arriving each day at a certain port city is 10, right? Isn't it? So how many number of oil tankers arriving at a port city on an average? That is per day. So it is given as 10, right? So now mu is 10 or lambda t is 10, right? Now the facilities
Yes, sir.
at the port city can handle at most 15 tankers per day. Remember. So the city can, the port city can handle at most 15 tankers per day. What is the probability that on a given day tankers have to turn away? What does it mean? What did you understand from this question? When the tankers are turned away?
So when they're greater than 15.
So when the number of arriving tankers are more than 15, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So then what kind of probability you need to estimate now from this question?
So poison.
Probability of?
X greater than 15.
Right. Probability of x is greater than 15. What is the answer? 1 minus probability, because x is greater than 15, it will go to infinity. So you cannot accumulate infinitely many points. So alternatively, we can use the complement formula. So 1 minus p of x less than or equal to 15. P of x less than or equal to 15 means 1 minus p x0, x1, x2 and so on up to x15. Right. So now lambda t value is 10, as x is the x be the number of tankers arriving each day. The number of tankers, how many? As I said, it is representing a discrete distribution, and you know average number. So therefore it is coming under Poisson distribution. Well, now from the statistical tables, whether this answer is available or not, let me look at. Now lambda t, that is 10. Yeah, this is 10. 10 and x is less than or equal to 15. 1 minus p of x less than or equal to 15. This is 0.9513. 1 minus of 0.9513. What is the answer?
0.0487.
0.0487.
487.
What is the same answer we got here? 0.0487, right?
Yes, sir.
Understood? How I have, but you are writing like this by some substitution, and then you are going to write the answer. It is not that p of x greater than 5 directly you are copying the value. Then there is no meaning of it. It is not going to be an objective type, right? For a discrete type,
Yes.
you try to write down certain steps and then take the value from the statistical tables or any other calci or something like that. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Well.
Yes, sir.
So do we answer this question? Any doubt?
No,
Any
sir.
doubt? No. Okay. How to get the moment generating function for a Poisson distribution? As I explained for binomial case, m of t is expectation of e raised to tx. Then similar fashion, if you go, of course, the derivations are not required. And the expectation of e raised to tx is e raised to minus mu into e raised to mu e raised to t. Now m dash t, as it is a constant, e to the power mu e raised to t differentiation with respect to t is e raised to x form, e raised to x into the derivative of mu into e raised to t, that is mu into e raised to t. Now let us put t as 0. What is the resulting answer? E raised to 0 is 1, e raised to 0 is 1, e raised to mu is left, right? So here mu is left, e raised to mu and e raised to minus mu. What is the resulting answer?
So 1.
1, mu is left, So m dash at t, that is m dash at 0, expectation of x is mu, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is what basically lambda t, average. Basically expectation of x gives us mean, that is nothing but average, right? What do we notice now? Mu as the average as mu itself, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that is equal to lambda t. Okay. Likewise, the variance is also equal to mu. So for Poisson distribution, mean and variance are same. Okay. Right. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now one interesting point is that, of course, characteristic function is expectation of e raised to itx. Wherever t is there, t is replaced with it in moment generating function. You will get the characteristic function. So all the details are here. This is the note point already I explained in brief yesterday. X be a binomial random variable with a probability distribution bx and p. When n tends to this n, number of trials approaching to infinity means as large as possible, and p is as small as possible, and the mean of binomial random variable np is the mean of the Poisson random variable, say mu, and which is finite. Remember, np tends to mu is remains finite. Then binomial distribution approaching to a Poisson distribution with mean mu. The proof of this is not required for you. Okay, this note you keep in mind. Okay. So one more example. With that example, I would like to stop the session. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now, can someone try to answer this question now and provide the answer from your end? In a certain industry facility, accidents occur frequently. It is known that the probability of an accident on any given day is 0.005. On any given day, what would be the probability of an occurring an accident or happening an accident? 0.005, right? P is 0.005. And accidents are independent of each other. Now let us suppose you are going to select 400 days, means that n as some capital N as something like 400 or little n as 400. So in 400 days, is there any accident on a given? Okay, n is 400 days. Now you need to find out the average value. If you select a day, whether there is an accident or there is no accident, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So there are two possible outcomes, right?
Yes, sir.
When there are two possible outcomes, if I take n as 400, the trials are large enough, and p is 0.004 compared to 0.5 or 0.2 and so on, it is small. Now np, what is np? 400 into 0.005?
20.
20, right? Check once again, is 0.005 into 400 is 20 or 2?
So
2.
2, right? So basically this x is following, the number of accidents is following a binomial distribution where n is 400, p is 0.005. That means n is large enough, p is small enough. Okay. And now np is taken as np is equal 400 into 0.005 as 2. That I am taking as mu. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Understood. Now what I want, probability of x is equal to 1 for one day. Mu is, can you find out now, which is following approximately the Poisson distribution, right?
Yes, sir.
So in Poisson distribution, what is the formula? E
So-
raised to
so
minus
e
mu
to
into
the-
mu raised to x by x factorial, where mu is 1, sorry, mu is 2 and x is 1. Can
Yes,
you give
sir.
the answer?
So 0.2707.
0.270. Let us look at the answer what I have here. N is 400, P is 0.005, mean of a binomial random variable, mu is NP, and this is 2. This is taken as mu. And now to answer the first one, approximating with a Poisson distribution, P of x is equal to 1, e raised to minus mu into mu as 2, that is divided by x factorial, where x is 1, 1 factorial is nothing but 1, e raised to minus mu into mu, 2 e raised to minus 2, it is showing as 0.271. You said the same answer or something different?
Sir, I said 0.2707.
07, if you round to the third decimal, then it will be 1. Okay,
Yes, sir.
271. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. So next, second one, what is the probability that there are at most 3 days with an accident? At most 3 days. What is the probability that we need to calculate?
So for capital X less than equal to 3.
Less than or equal to 3, right? Good.
Yes.
So P of x less than or equal to 3. That means what probability? It accumulates P of x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, and then x equal to 3, right?
Yes, sir.
So x equal to 0, when you put x is 0 here, what is the resulting value? E raised to minus mu. When x is 1, this is already calculated, mu into e raised to minus mu. When x is 2, e raised to minus mu into mu square by 2 factorial. When x is 3, e raised to minus mu into mu cube by 3 factorial. And then after substituting the known values using calci, we can get the value is something like 0.857. What does it mean? What it tells us, basically this value? Likely 86% of chance that there would be an accident in at most 3 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
there is a higher probability of occurring an accident at some crossroads or maybe in some industry location, okay, for every 3 days, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means when there is an accident for every 3 days at some junction or industry location or some place, then immediately the government or the concerned authorities has to take some decision to reduce the number of accidents at that location. This will give us some information, and from that it in turn help us in the decision process, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
can take some precautionary measures so that the accidents can be reduced if we have this kind of statistics, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you think that now this kind of distributions will help us in analyzing certain data or maybe certain practical things so that we can take an appropriate decision to resolve certain problems, isn't it or not?
Yes, sir.
So nowadays mostly the COVID data, everything is analyzed through the statistically, okay, lot of things. Well, so likewise we have few more sums on this, okay. So can you go through all these sums and understand them?
Yes, sir.
So just refer, and similarly the other material, of course, all these things, mean, variance, everything is explained, of course. Let us look at this simple question. See that out of 800 families, of course, with each family having the size of 4 children, can you give me whether it is falling in binomial or Poisson and so on? Can someone tell which distribution is appropriate for this?
So it should be binomial.
Binomial, it is binomial. Okay, one answer is binomial. Then any other answers? Each family is having 4 children, remember. That means on an average, the number of children for each family would be 4, right?
Yes, sir.
So the children may be classified as either boy or girl. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then what would be the suppose you select a children, what would be the probability that the children which you selected at random is male or female or a boy or girl?
So there is a 50-50 chance.
So 50-50 chance means that 1 by 2, right? P.
Yes, sir.
So now let us give me the variable capital X, random variable. If you are treating this as a binomial random variable, what it actually assumes? X denotes. Capital X denotes what exactly from this question? Is it denotes the number of boys? Is it denotes the number of girls? Or what you are going to assume now? Hello? You have doubt? Why don't you take capital X denotes the number of boys in each family, means that the number of children who are boys in each family. Okay, what is capital X represents? Hello?
So number of boys in each family.
In each family. So then if capital X denotes the number of boys in each family, then what would be the values of capital X? You can guess.
So it should be
In a
0,
family
1.
there are 0 boys, right?
Yes, sir.
All 4 may be girls. In a family there would be 1 boy and remaining girls. There would be chance of 2 boys and 2 girls. There may be a chance of 3 boys and 1 girl. There may be a chance of all 4 are boys. Therefore, capital X is equal to little x. Little x assumes the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So the number of trials, because you are going to select the children, so the Bernoulli trials n is now, what is that? Is it 4 or 800?
So 4.
4, right answer. Okay, little n is 4. Then what is 800 here represent? That is called population size, capital N. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now little n is 4. The probability of success P is 1 by 2. Okay. X is following a binomial random variable. So what is the first probability that you need to find out?
So that there are 2 boys
P
and 2
of X
girls.
is equal to 2, sir.
Probability of X is equal to 2 boys if you consider, then girls will also be 2, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Then what probability you need to estimate here? Probability of X equal to 2, but we want the expected value. When you, for this 800, if you are going to calculate for one family probability of X equal to 2, that you need to multiply by 800 capital N, then you will come to know that how many number of families having the 2 boys and 2 girls. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now P of X equal to 2 into 800 will give us the number of boys out of 800 families. Whereas if you look at P of X equal to 2, it will give us the probability of 2 boys in a particular family. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you quickly calculate what is Px equal to 2? NC2, N is 4, 4C2, 4C2 value how much? 6, right?
So 12.
12 or 6? 4C2, 4 into 3 by 2 factorial.
6, sir.
6.
Yes, sir,
4C2
six.
is 6. 6 into 1 by 2 to the power 2 into 1 by 2 to the power 2. That means 1 by 2 to the power 4. 6 into 1 by 2 to the power 4, how much?
So 3 by 8.
3 by 8, sir.
3 by 8 approximately how much in fraction?
0.3. 0.
So it should be 0.3. So it should be 0.37.
So that is
5.
0.37, right? You are saying, huh?
Yes, sir.
So 0.37, approximately 37% of chance likely in a family there would be 2 boys and 2 girls. Okay. Now for 800 families, now 0.37 you multiply by 800, how much?
So it is coming 296 approximately.
296, right?
Yes, sir.
So 296 families having out of 800, 296 families having 2 boys and 2 girls. That is the information that we can get from this probability. We do not know exactly how many families having 2 boys and 2 girls, but with these proportions, do we get that information? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Let us look at the answer here. So P of x equal to 2, you have something like this. And approximately you said 300 families it is coming. Maybe it is
Yes,
because of the round of error. Huh?
Yes, sir. Because you convert it into fraction.
Right? Okay. Well,
Yes, sir.
so like this, can you answer as many as practice sums? Did you understood what is binomial and what is Poisson distribution now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Before
sir.
ending the session. Okay, thank you all for your patience. So in the next session, we are going to discuss normal distribution. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So go through all the properties for normal distribution before the next session. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.